Good morning. This morning I'll be recording the Topband Christmas Snap, which is traditionally hosted by Martin G4FKK. Just got the radio tuned up, ready to go. I'm having to use my null steerer, which is a Wimo QRM eliminator. Still having to adjust. See, that's my noise floor at the moment. It's about an S9. Normally during the day it'd drop down to about S7, S8, but everyone's at home at the moment and there's a lot of noise generated from other equipment in the block of flats I live in. So that's with the QRM eliminator switched on. During the video I'm going to have to adjust the phasing. I've got a bit of RF gain on the eliminator, or the gain turned down on the QRM eliminator. I'm still using an indoor active antenna, desktop active antenna as the auxiliary antenna. I need to get an outside area really. But it's fine with the noise I wanted to get rid of, which was a neighbour's TV set, which is, by the sounds of it, they've replaced it. So I'm just going to adjust the two phasing adjusters on the eliminator. Very finely tuned. It's like an art to get this working. It's certainly going right down. Now do it. That's about the best I'm gonna get it. If I didn't do this, it'd just make it really not that much fun to listen to. So that's it with the gain right up to 100 normal. That's with the QRM eliminator or null steerer switched on. Anyway, I'll come back when these nets started. We've still got just shy of an hour to starting. Oh, the clock on the, I've got to readjust the clock on the radio as well. I've got to do that. See you later.
Morning, John. I could hear a tiny carrier underneath G8MNY, G4FKK listening. Did anyone else hear that? There is a station there, but you're just under my noise. So did anyone else hear that station, G4FKK?
Sort of.
Nothing heard here. It might be a sideband station actually up further up north. I can see there's a big signal on the Derby repeater. Okay, well at the moment I've got Bill G2E0WBO, Adam G7CRQ, Glenn G4FEL, John G8MNY. One more call. Anyone else? Yeah, I think there's a sideband station, but it's very, very weak here. Anyway, well, right. Well, very Merry Christmas to everyone. Thank you for coming on up. I'll put it round to you first, Bill. After Bill, it goes to Adam, G7CRQ. After Adam, it's Glenn, G4 Fox Victor Lima. After Glenn, it's John, G8MNY. But if anyone gets lost, just give me a call. I'll try and keep the list running. Round to you, Bill. How are you doing? And you're a good signal on the call-in. 2E0WBO G4FKK.
G4FKK, you're 59.20, and I'm just gently rocking away. I'm pleased I've got Major Burial app putting up. Can I wish everybody everything they wish themselves, except Mr. Putin, of course. Well, presumably maybe a few others as well. But as well as that, Martin, I've been doing more exploration in my SEM, and we found a clay tablet that nobody could make out what it was, except it was very similar to those found up along Hadrian's Wall. We kind of couldn't understand what it said or anything, so sent it to the British Museum. And after about 3 months, they discovered they had actually a Catholic priest who was also a ham, and he recognised it as, of all things, Latin Morse. And it turns out, from what we can work out, the little bit we can read, it was an order for one blonde and one brunette. I'm not sure what they were, but they were for fruit entertainment. So at least, now would you like to buy it? I know the others know already. So I'll hand over now. It's it's 2E0WBO to G7CRQ.
I think he's going to Kim. Go ahead, Kim.
I haven't heard Kim yet.
Well, have I never... See, I love getting old. I'm hearing things. I'm sure he said G6 Shark, so... Right, I just scribbled him out on my list. Okay, I'll have a go. This is G7CRQ. I think it's going around to Glenn afterwards, and then on to John. Okay, well, Martin, your right signal. I've got the Minnow steerer on at the moment, so that's got a reasonable amount of RF gain on it at the moment, turned down, to get both aerials balanced out. But you're a nice on there. With that, you're sort of like 5.9 plus 20. Without it switched on, you're obviously end of scale. I have to wait for my AGC to recover to hear all the others. Anyway, I'll give other signal reports. So, Dave, you're a 4 and 6 with the eliminator of the null steerer switched on. If it's switched off, you're still a 4 and 9, but that's more of the background noise. And I'm hearing some of the SSB underneath you as well. Your AM carriers resolving that. Around to you, G4. Happy Christmas, everyone. And around to you, Glenn. G4FUL. FEL, I mean, G7CRQ.
Yes, I think I've got the lead machine cranked up. Doing quite reasonable.
Who's it said, Martin?
Glenn's on at the moment, John. Stand by.
501 to me. Angle flight 9, I haven't heard John. I'm not sure if you hear me because of the little amount of power I'm putting out at the same time. Anyway, so I shan't hold it. I shall hand it round to John GNY. If we can't hear me, Martin, can you do the opposite G4FKK?
Yeah, will do. Round to you, John, G4FKK. Oh, don't know where John's gone. G8MNY. It's Glenn put it round to you, John, G4 Fox Kilo Kilo, over.
Some of that lens signal wasn't strong enough on 2. So this is 30 watts with quite a lot of monitor on it. There we go. But also on 2 meters, we've got G3TWK come up with a handheld for the first time in about 4 years since he moved, etc. So it's going round on 2 meters there. So that'll do. But anyway, signed in on that now. That's the idea. I think there's an SRCC net as well to kick off at some time. Might be a box come there as well. So another one to keep an eye out on. We got to sort the Christmas lunch out. We'll have all the goodies.
etc. Cranberry sauce and all that too. They're all planned. Back to you, Martin. G8MNY.
Yeah, fine, John. G8MNY, G4FKK. Well, luckily so far I'm hearing everybody. I'm also hearing
That's
the
how
guys
strong
up
you are
in,
with the
in
eliminator
Derbyshire.
switched off, John.
Perhaps I'll
Martin.
change the frequency in the future. They always seem to kick off about the same time as we do. Anyway, very good. And Bill, 20WBO, you're 5 and 9 plus 10 here. And so I'm pretty sure you won't be using that SEM trans match. But very interesting on the Latin CW. And I'm sure from the sound of it, the troops were very well entertained, Bill. Very good indeed. And Adam, you're 40 over 9 here. That's with the attenuator out. That's what I'm giving people readings with the attenuator out, but I usually run the attenuator in here just because the general noise is so discombobulating. Glenn, brilliant to hear you. I don't know what radio you're on today, but you're 5 and 9 plus 10. And John, you're peaking 5 and 9 plus 20. You've got a proper looking AM on the meter, so upwards modulation and going from about 15 over 9 to 10 over 9 on peak, so that's very good. Glad you got your Christmas dinner all in order. So I was saying earlier, we've got everyone's coming to, well, I say everyone's quite a few people coming to our house today. So I won't be on this morning for too long, but we'll run it for a while. See if Colin turns up. He normally pops up on Christmas Day. Kim was going to try and get going on AM, Adam, but so far he's not called in, at least not as far as I've heard. So what I'll do now, before pushing it round again, I'll put another call out and see if I can hear anyone else. So this is G4FKK, Golf 4 Fox Kilo Kilo, with the Topband AM Christmas morning net. Listening for any other callers. Call in now.
Yeah, Golf 3 Yankee Charlie Romeo, I am here.
Good morning, Colin. G3 Yankee Charlie Romeo. I'll put it round to you in a sec. Anyone else? No, nothing heard here. So what I'll do, Colin, I'll squeeze you in between me and Bill. So if you take an over now, I shall and then pass it on to Bill. If Bill might not be copying you, it's possible. So I'll jump in and redirect as necessary. I trust you're keeping well. Nice to hear you on. You don't sound as strong as usual, but that might just be my noise being stronger than usual. G3 Yankee Charlie Romeo, G4 Fox Kilo Kilo, over.
Yes, G4FKK from G3YCR in Causden. Yeah, morning to everybody. Yeah, and hope everybody's well. Yeah, we're okay here. And not a particularly good morning, but weather-wise, but there we are. Yes, you're strange with me, Martin. You're usually such a cracking signal, but you're about 4 and 8, 4 to 5 and S8. Noise level here is quite high, about S7 this morning, which is unusual, but there we are. So yes, very strange considering we're almost line of sight. Bill, if you can hear me, you're about 5 and 7, quite copyable. Adam, G7CRQ, good morning to you. You're 5 and 9. Glenn, G4FVL, just down in the valley. So you're 5 and 9 plus 10 with me. And John, G8MNY, I'm morning to you. You're about 4 and 6. Can't really copy much from you. A bit strange, but there we are. I can't understand why you and I are so weak, Martin, but there we are. Anyway, don't hold it in case people aren't copying, so I think it goes on to Bill, 2 Echo 0 Whiskey Bravo Oscar from Golf 3 Yankee Charlie Romeo.
G3YCR 2E0WBO returning. Pulling Euro 59 plus. I can't even read my own writing. I've forgotten how to write. Plus 20. And that's with kind of no preamp. Everybody else is floating about plus 20, plus 30. I do wish both you and, well, you, the lads, plus Sandy, everything they wish themselves. And good to hear from you. You are clearing, as you know, and well done. One of these days I'll actually listen to one of your band recordings. But, you know, being one of the ancients, you know, with just sitting here gently rotting away, it's not too easy because, I mean, I'm down to now, of all things, one of those ghastly Chromebooks. So, I don't know what works on those, certainly I don't. So with that load of rubbish, 2 Echo Zero Whiskey Bravo Oscar reporting to G7CRQ, you'll pass +20. Unfortunately, Glenn, I can't hear you at all. John, I can, and you're +40. And Colton, I've already given you a message, so 2E0WPO to G7CRQ.
Yeah, 2E0WBO G7CRQ. Okay, Bill, yep, you know, it's still a nice signal. The other 3 signal reports I can give now. Remember, all signal reports I'm giving at the moment are given because I'm using an old steerer, and I've got about 20 dB of attenuation set with that to balance the auxiliary aerial and the main antenna to null out noise. So these will be signal reports given with that. Glenn, you're about with background noise. You're a bit quiet with me. So you're 4 and 7, 4 and 7. John, you're a 4 and 9. Colin, you're a 5 and 9, but you're also 2K low. You're on 1940. We're on 1942. I am recording this, so I'll be posting it on my YouTube channel later on today. So if you want to see what you sounded like here, that'll probably be up and ready to go later on this afternoon. The link for the channel's on my qrz.com page. Yeah, I tell you what, I wish I'd gone out this morning. I've recently been out on the balcony. It's quite mild outside, and it doesn't look. It's overcast, but it doesn't look as if it's going to rain. I could have quickly nipped round the park and put up a mast and at least strung out a quarter wave, long wire, and being able to operate there. No noise floor there. I'd be restricted to about 8 watts, but it would have been added a bit more fun. It's a shame more people didn't. I think it was a busier net last year, but I don't think you didn't really promote it this year, Martin. I think Morris was on last year as well. I have got on the 2020 Christmas now. I found a recording of Morris, so that's one station less. But there we are. Anyway, round to you, Glenn, G4FKK, G7CRQ.
You're 5 and 9 plus. I can't give you any better than that on account of the RA17 now. And I'll use the 85.
G8MNY, contact 9 November Yankee,
Yeah, Glenn's on. Stand by, John.
And well, I'm going to not hold because I can't hear John talk. And just a minute ago was still it was barely fine. Quite noisy. So I'm going to start with you. Wish you all Merry Christmas. I've got cheap cook and bottle washing duties to do, so you have a good day. And I'll hand it round to, back to you, Bob. John can't hear me. So 73 is all round to G4FKK.
Oh, just going to quickly butt in there. Glenn, are we doing the Cat's Net on too later on?
No, I don't think so. I should be busy. I won't be on there. You could have, please. 73.
Okay, I'll put my feet up then. Round to the next person, G7CRQ. I think that's you, John.
John.
So, is that back to me, G8MNY?
No.
Yeah, Roger up.
Let's go to SSB to detect anything of Glenn, but really nothing there with me. I've also been on another net, so I've done 4 nets this morning, so this is net number 3. So there we go, that's not too bad, I suppose. And we're producing the normal 30 watts peak. Unfortunately, it sort of wanders up the 30 watts peak and then goes down to decrement on the link, but as I don't speak, it wanders up to 30 watts. It's not very clever, this method of modulation. It's a peak clamp circuit, so that's the trouble. Not an average clamp circuit, which is what you need for AM, but they don't change it on this rig. So that's it. But that's good. Weather-wise, 11.5 degrees here. And this thing is still pretty good in Devon. I was speaking to the BTI net earlier.
It's actually 10:17 and not 11:17.
Before that, and the Caterham radio net on 2 metres, which hasn't been operating for about 4 years now, so it was quite good to catch that, but no other nets heard. So the 73s, I'm not sure if you're with Master Service there, Adam, G8MNY.
Yeah. Okay, John. G4FKK returning. Right, let's just put one more call out because I thought I heard a very weak AM signal in between overs there. Was that you at all, Kim? G4 Fox Kilo listening?
Golf 80 Oscar Yankee.
Ah, no Kim, but we got ZOY. Right,
Hello,
let's
Roy.
stick you in
Right.
after John.
Jeff.
So give us an over, Jeff, and Merry Christmas to you. G8ZOY G4FKK.
Yeah, G4FKK and the rest of the group. Quite a few of you are very, very noisy with me. I don't know whether it's just because it's AM. They normally come up pretty loud with SSB. Running about 29 watts here. It looks like I've got a very good SWR as well. Yeah, just to come up and wish all of you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I hope you get what you wish for. Back round to Martin, G4FKK in the group.
Yes, okay, Jeff. Well, a cracking signal here, 35 over 9. In fact, you're nearly as strong as Adam. Not quite, but I have to say that, otherwise Adam will be rebuilding aerials all day. So, very good. And Colin, I think I don't know if I said you're 5 and 8 with me, so say a bit lower than usual. I will be a bit down on usual because my aerial, basically it all fell down in the high winds earlier on this year. It is back up again, but it's only up at about 20 feet, I guess, and lower than that on average. So it's still quite long, but not very high. So I've not had time this year. I got I don't know if you knew about this, Bill, but I retired 2.5 years ago, and then I got called back in September. So I've been frantically busy since then. Although I think I'm retired now, so that's good. And the sax play. Well, I think it'd be quite a good trick if you could play the sax and whistle out the side of your mouth at the same time, Bill. I'm surprised you haven't practiced that technique. Quite a talent, wouldn't it? Adam, yeah, it would have been good to go stroke P today, although, you'd have had to put the turkey on before you left, I guess. Glenn, if you're still listening, it sounds like you've got a full day ahead of you, but well done for digging out the AT5. And John, four nets already. That's very good going. So I'm going to award from this end the best modulation award this year goes actually to Adam G7CRQ. Fantastic sounding signal here. But the overall vintage support award has to go to Glenn for running his Kodar AT5. And what else do we get? I think Bill should get a special award for suggesting whistling at the same time as playing saxophone. I might give it a whirl myself later. Right, okay, the order, because Glenn has signed, John has signed, so the order currently is G3 Yankee Charlie Romeo next, round to Bill, G3 2E0 WBO, Adam's still here, CRQ, and after you, Adam, it's Jeff. And after that, I shall probably depart as well. So let's go round once more. I'll just take one last listen, see if anyone else is there. G4 Fox King listening for any other joiners on the AM Christmas morning net, listening now.
They made it.
Aha, well I heard Kim. Good morning, Kim. I think there may have been another signal there as well. Who was the other caller? Go ahead. Well, I think there was a carrier, but I didn't hear any modulation on it. Do you want to try again?
I wonder if that's Andy, JXN. Give 2 keys if that's you, Andy. Yeah, I think that's Andy. You see, you got no audio, mate. Back to you, Martin, G7 CRQ.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. There was a bit of audio very low down, but it didn't sound like Andy, JXA, so, JXN, so not too sure. Anyway, what I'm going to do, I'm going to quickly push it round once more. Kim, I'll put you in after Jeff, G8ZOY, JXN. So, have I got that right? JXA, sorry. So the order now, I'll push it round now, is Colin G3YCR to take it, then Bill WBO, Adam CRQ, Jeff ZOY, and then Kim. So round to you, Colin, G3YCR, G4FKK.
Yeah, G4FKK and then that G3YCR. Yes, okay, I've moved up to 1942. I'm sorry if I was slightly off frequency. Just found the net and assumed it was on 40, but I hope that's okay now with everybody. Yeah, the noise level's dropped here. Somebody's turned something off, obviously, and you're much more readable now. Mark's in about a 5 and 8, and John is also readable now at sort of 5 and 7, so that's rather better. And other signals are still fine. Well, yes, not many comments to make, and yeah, I think I've not tried whistling through the side of the mouth while playing Bill. It's enough trying to make us feel as it is and not dribble. But there we go. I'll send you a link to an MP3 player or something, Bill. You must be able to play those things somehow. And thanks for the greetings reciprocated to you, Bill, and thanks very much for the good wishes. Yeah, we've got one son come over from Germany on Monday, so he's been spending the week with us. And the other one's in Germany with his fiancée, with her parents today, and they're coming tomorrow. So 2 more people plus dog. And they're all going to go back home, back to Leipzig on, when is it? I'm trying to think what it is, 2nd or 3rd of January, I think. So full house for a week. So that'd be, and some other relatives coming over for a day, I think Tuesday, can't remember which, but it's going to be busy, and plenty to do today to get busy as well, so there we are. Anyway, good to be on this morning, working everybody. Oh yes, G8ZOY, Jeff. Yeah, good morning to you. I don't think we know each other, but name here is Colin, and we're in Colston, up on the Woodcote side. It's 5 and 9 here anyway, nice signal, quite a big signal, and as I say, other signals are as they were before. Yeah, not running any vintage equipment today. I should have got the HRO receiver going, or even the Raycall 1772 probably. That would have been a better one perhaps for today, but I've taken the switching off it for transmit, so I can't I can't mute it, so I've had to sort of turn the whole thing off. So I've taken the mute off for another week. So there we go. Right, I'm going to drop out now because I've got things to do. I will listen for a couple of minutes, but I won't come back otherwise. And wish you all happy Christmas and great to have the net today. And thanks for running it as ever, Martin. So 73's to you all, and it's round to Bill. 2 Echo 0 Whiskey Bravo Oscar from Golf 3 Yankee Charlie Romeo. 73's all.
G4FKK and the AM net 2E0WBO returning. First of all, must thank you very much again, John Martin, for running the net. Not sure quite why we all like AM. Quite often I don't recognise the people that I do on FSB. But thank you very much anyway for it, because it certainly was good. And I was going to say, oh yes, you talking about retiring and then not being retired. Well, you bloody teenagers are always trouble, Martin. I know. Oh, and by the way, John, having been on 4 nets already, I've only just got the net on once, and there's no hair for it to keep in place, so it's pretty pointless. And with that load of rubbish, thank you very much, everyone, for putting up with this idiot. And it's 2E0WBO to G7CRQ, and good afternoon, Kim.
Right, 2E0WEO, WBO, Golf 7 Charlie Romeo Quebec. Okay, well, yep, I'll make this my final as well. Jeff, I'll be up on 4 meters on the 4 meter calling channel after this. I'm just going to need to go make another brew in the kitchen, and I'll be available on 4 meters if you want a natter later on. Okay, well, thanks for hosting the Christmas net, Martin. It's a shame more people didn't arrive. We're a couple of weeks prior to next year's net, where Martin didn't tell all of you, like he forgot all about it until someone gave him a prompt. This is why he's not using his old gear. He says, see, it's one of those age things. It's just why he did retire again. Never mind. I haven't got any old gear, or nothing old enough compared to what you lot are using. But there we are. Right, I shall. I was at Kim. Might as well give you a signal report while here. You're not very strong with me. You're about a. I think memory says you're about 5 and 6. 4 to 5. Signal 6. Yeah, well, that's one of those things on Topband with restrictions, putting arrows up in back gardens, I suppose. Yeah, I'm rambling on. That's with 20 dB of attenuation in line as well, Kim, so it'd probably be much stronger. Anyway, I'm just rambling on. I'll pass it round to you, Jeff. G8ZOY, G7CRQ, and you're 5.9 plus with me.
Yeah, G7CRQ and the rest of the group is G8ZOY. And I'm quite surprised everybody's giving me good signals because, well, not like you, Martin. The aerial came down. I actually lowered mine down because of the storms. So it's only, well, it's like a skipping rope at the moment. It's about 20 foot at each end, but 15 foot in the middle. So there you go. Anyway, using the ICOM 7100, I've got it up to 20, I think it's about 25 watts with the ATU saying about 25, 30 watts, so I suppose that's the maximum. I won't waffle on because never ever got anything to say, so again, thanks Martin for running the net, and yeah, sad that we haven't got Morris this year, so RIP Morris. If you can hear us up in the clouds, probably laughing his head off. I think it's back to round to Kim now. I think is it G6JXA and the group G8ZOY.
Stand by, Andy.
Down the 80, I think it is. other station here again, my G4FKK was running a borrowed ST290 barefoot on its own antenna, so I particularly wanted to get in on that one. And copied both of them, very, very good. Anyway, okay, Martin, Golf 9 plus 10, G801, Golf 9 plus 5, Adam 5 and 9, and Glenn 5 and 6. And much better now you're on frequency. I appreciate the connection problem.
That's Colin.
Pretty understood. And I think that's G4FKK. No, YCR, sorry. I've got 5 and 6, 5 and 7. Yeah, I wish I had some, I had a boost here that I'd like to be running, but it's a bit of a swine to set up where I am. I can do it, but it takes about half an hour to do it. So I tend to stick to, I use the 450, the ST450 on AM, and then the 735 on tune up for SSB, set up for SSB. So there we are. Anyway, nice to get in, but nice to hear you all. Happy Christmas everybody, and I shall be working over the Christmas period, and probably putting a few calls out as well. You never know. G4FKK, pushing Topband AM there.
Yeah, fine, Ken. Great signal, 5 and 9. So you've got it going well. And we've been joined by Andy, G8JAC. So take it away, Andy, and then bang it back to me. G8JAC, G4FKK.
Switching old stereo on and off.
Yeah, G8JAC, G4FKK. Well, you made it in magnificent style as well, Andy. You're just over 5 and 9 here, so a good signal. The 204 is sounding very well indeed. And, well, it's a good job you're a bit late because it would have been difficult to know who to allocate the vintage Christmas net certificate to this year. Glenn was up earlier on his code R85. That might have just tipped it, I think, because that's a sort of top band only rig. But the 204 sounding great. And glad you're listening us on the the RA17 as well, so that's good. Yeah, we did hear you earlier, but as you say, there was a distinct lack of modulation, but plenty of it now. So that's got to be good. And yeah, do give our best to Paul when you see him later, Andy. That'll be good to get him up on Top Band one year as well. Right, okay, well, I'm gonna whiz it around just quickly one more time. Bill, if you're still there, I'm going to put it back to you because I didn't hear you officially signing. So unless you've gone AWOL, then you need to come up just to give Andy a report. By the way, thank you very much for the calling me a teenager, and young Martin is excellent, particularly after Adam's far from complimentary comments. So that was nice. And I like the
youngest one on
the reason it's on AM is that when I first came on, everyone was on AM on Topband, and there was always a huge Christmas net full of locals, Topband AM net on Christmas morning, and then for many years I'd come up calling CQ on AM for probably about 10 years and get no reply whatsoever. And I mentioned this once, probably to Adam or someone, and they politely came up, and then after that it got quite big. So that's why we're on AM, Bill. Okay, so that's how many have we had? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, counting Andy JAC. So that's not too bad, Adam, I reckon. Okay, Jeff, by the way, about lowering your aerial, and I'd like to pay tribute to absent friends, especially Morris, G4DDY, and Prim, of course, G4CCY, who passed away shortly after Morris. So we're thinking of you chaps and chapesses. Kim, I think you said the 735 was your other radio. And they do work quite well on AM, as you can tell when John comes up, but they're a nightmare to get it right, aren't they? Right, okay, well, I'll whiz it around just quickly one more time, then I'll clear off. So if you're still there, Bill, 2 Echo 0 Whiskey Bravo Oscar, followed by Glenn, by Adam, G7CRQ, followed by Jeff, G8ZOY, then Kim, JXA, and then Andy, JAC. In that order, 20WEO, G4FKK, if you're still there.
G4FKK, 20WEO returning Martin. Thanks for the information. I've always enjoyed it, and when the three doctors took down my chest, it kind of, I felt very, very kind of abandoned. But now I've got a chest back up by kind of issue of G4FKK. It's made life good. So again, once more, thank you very much, Martin, and thank you for putting up with my sensitive secret. But then again, I'm excellent at that in the next one. So, excuse me. 2 Echo 0 Whiskey Bravo Oscar to G7 Charlie Romeo Quebec.
20WBO G7CRQ. Well, nice to see you up there, Bill. I think it's the first time I've heard you on Topband, so nice one. And Merry Christmas to everybody else. I think Glenn might have cleared his kitchen duties, so he's disappeared. Probably get the Christmas dinner on the go. Second one of it as it goes. I think he did a Christmas do for the extended family a couple of weeks ago. Really, the age difference, not going to rub it in a little bit, but I still think I'm officially the youngest person here, in my mid-50s, with most of my marbles. Not trying to make you look old or anything, but got to rub it in somehow, us young whippersnappers. Never mind. Right, well, thanks to everyone for coming up. We'll have to do a better effort next year. See if we can get more people on the net and add some more topics to it. A yearly review or something. Could be a laugh. Mind you, then again, depends how busy everybody is. Right, till next year. And I'll pass it around to Colin G3YCR. If you're still there, Colin. If not, you take it, Jeff. This is G7CRQ.
Yeah, Colin signed a while ago. You and your marbles, telling me you still got some. Round to you, Jeff, G4FKK.
Hawaii and the Topband Christmas net on AM. Of course, like you say, Martin, years ago it was only AM. Back in the 60s and 70s, Topband was AM. What was it? 10 watts, I think it was in those days. But regards to the aerial, Martin, because one end is in a tree at the bottom of the garden, and if you get high winds and that whizzes backwards and forwards, it's like to just snap the aerial. So I've just dropped the pole down just to make it a bit more slack, to give it a bit more wind resistance. But it doesn't half move around when the wind blows, but never mind. Seems to me that what I've got here, I should probably leave it down because everybody's giving me good signals. Yeah. But yeah, waffling as usual, mate. So obviously everybody's got things to do. It's only people like myself and Adam that are on our own today. So there you go. So the rest
Never any other way.
Have a jolly nice one, and hopefully see you all next year. And yes, as I say, I want one note to you, Martin. I would never have known it was you at the funeral unless Adam had told me. Yeah, but you recognised me straight away. So obviously your memory's better than mine. But anyway, we'll leave it for now. Just hope it all goes well for another AM next Christmas. So I don't know who I'm putting round to now. Probably back to Martin, G4FKK, and the group G8ZOY.
Yeah, it's Kim next. Round to you, Kim, G4FKK. Round to Andy, G8JAC, G4FKK.
I
fine, Andy. G4FKK. Well, I think we've done not bad, really, with with 9 AM stations on. That's pretty good. And so quite pleased with that. And Bill, if you're still listening, I'm glad your HF's back up. And that does make things a lot nicer, more fun. And well, I've already spoke about your marbles there, Adam. And yeah, well, it was good old days, Jeff. 10 watts DC in. So I guess most people average sort of 6 to 8 watts out, depending on how efficient their Class C PA was. And yeah, my aerial didn't actually snap, but it was held up at the far end of the garden with a 60-foot pole strapped to a tree. And that's withstood all sorts of damage, storms and things over the years. But this year it finally bent right at the top. And then eventually, because the halyard that held the long wire up was still running through the tree, that wore through. So Anne and I were sitting out in the garden one day, and the whole lot the whole area, the wire just came down when the halyard snapped. And yeah, it's funny. I recognised you straight away, Jeff. I remember you at the rallies, back in the 70s and early 80s. And the thing about me is, Jeff, I don't stand out in a crowd. In fact, I don't stand out when I'm by myself, really. So very, very few people ever recognise me, which is very often a good thing. Kim, you're quite right. The AT5 does go on 80. It switches in a coil in the buffer stage, which makes the buffer run as a doubler. It's not the most efficient 80-meter transmitter, but it works okay. It was sold as the tiny TX with the big voice, because everyone thinks it's got choke modulation, but it hasn't. It's got proper transformer insulation. It's just that they use a center tapped transformer, and so you can get over 100% modulation out of it. A wonderful thing. And Andy, yeah, well, I've got a Raycall 117 under the bench, and that had a fault in the IF. One of the silver mica capacitors across one of the IF transformers kept changing value. It was a well-known thing in the old days. They were called scintillating capacitors. So it would switch literally from exactly 100 puff to exactly 47 puff, because you could put it on a meter and heat it up and watch it suddenly click over to 47 puff, which then of course detuned the IF completely. But it's well buried under the bench and has another fault on it now, which I haven't identified. Right, I'm going to call it quits. I've just had a glass of Bucks Fizz presented to me in the shack here, and it's a good job Dr. Spooner's not around, and Bill will get that reference, I'm sure. And but I'm going to wish you all a very Merry Christmas. Thank you all ever so much for coming up, and especially Andy and Glenn for warming up the old Valve radios. And I shall look forward to next year's one, and maybe contact some of you before then. So I'm going to leave it open and sign off. This is G4FKK closing the Topband AM Christmas morning net, and leaving the frequency nice and quiet. Cheerio all. Thanks again. Cheers, Bill.
Cheers, Martin. G7CRQ.
Yeah, cheers, Adam.
That's it. Praise all. Have a nice one.
Yeah, have a good day, Jeff. Cheers.
Apologies to those of you further away. I recovered the old trick of listening on AM on a SSB, and most of you came up later, so do apologise for giving you a 0. 2E0 Whiskey Brother wants to go in quiet, and everybody's saying thank God for that.
Have a nice one, Bill. G7CRQ. Be on 4 metres in about 5 minutes, Jeff, if you're available.
And the only other reference that reminded me was when they mentioned RA-17s. I used to have one.
And that's the end of this year's Topband AM net. 730